Hello everyone and welcome to another Richard Head Longbows video. Today we're looking at piles and how to keep them on. I know some of us would quite like our piles to drop off, but for a lot of us it's a pain in the bum. Excuse all the puns, but I really couldn't resist. Yeah, piles falling off. You know, you've done a day's shooting, you've been pulling your arrows in and out the target, and then you find one that's just completely and utterly fallen off and you've lost the pile in the target. Maybe you're lucky enough to get the pile out of the target, or even in the ground they've just fallen off. What can you do about it? Well, there are one or two ways of sorting that out, and this is one of them, where you pin them on and hopefully they'll never come off ever again. Well, that's the that's the plan. Let's have a look and see what the first thing is we need to do. First things first, here's our arrows, which are sans piles. Yes, that just means the piles have fallen off and we've lost them. But we've managed to save one of them and we can use that and hopefully put it on. So the first thing we're going to need to do is remove this old glue. I'm going to do that on my workbench here, and I'm going to use this file. I'll show you how to do that now. Okay, this is the one we're going to take a look at. As you can see, that pile's not going to go on there till we get rid of all that old nasty glue. So I'm going to use this file here. So it's actually the back end of a rasp, but there you go. If you're careful to remove the glue, it's a very small layer on there, so you don't have to put much pressure on. I'm just holding with one hand here and using the rasp in the other and just turning it gently as I go. Now, the more careful you are, hopefully we won't need to reshape the end of this shaft to get it to fit the pile. All we'll hopefully need to do is remove the glue. As you can see, I'm carefully putting that the file against the bottom edge there, the actual lip that we've made when we've reduced the diameter of the end of this shaft to fit this parallel pile on, because these aren't taper fit piles, these are parallel piles that we've used here. I can actually run it along that lip and actually get rid of the glue on here. So I'm being as careful as I can. We don't want to reduce the end of this shaft any more than it already is. I'll take some off the end there. There'll be some glue on the end where it butted up into the end of the pile. Let's try that and see if that's made any difference now. Okay, not quite, a little bit more we've got to take off there. Okay, there we go. That's almost fitted. There's actually some glue. I don't know whether you can see that in the end of the pile there, which is preventing us from going on. So we're going to have to remove the glue from the inside of the pile as well to get that fit completely. So the next bit is to actually glue this on, which we're going to do in the same method that it was done originally, with some two-part epoxy, but then we're going to pin it, which hopefully means you'll never have to do this again. So join me after that's dried and we'll show you the pinning bit. Welcome back, time travellers. Yes, our piles have now dried. We've given them a good 24 hours to let that glue dry. Now we can get on with the pinning. So the first thing we need to do is get this pile into the clamp here below the drill. There's the pillar drill, a very small drill bit, which is just basically large enough for the pin to go through. So what we need to do is make a hole through this pile, through the wood, and out the other side of the pile. You don't want the drill bit to be too near the meat end, the end that actually does the damage of the pile, because obviously there isn't as much wood there. And you don't want it too near where the wood goes into the pile, because we could go through accidentally, through pressure of the arrow going into a target, you could actually break the metal. So you want a nice happy medium point. Do that first before you put the drill on. So just make sure you've got a nice sort of midway point there, but slightly erring on the side of near the top rather than the bottom. Okay, once you're happy with that and you've got the clamp nice and tight, start the drill. Very slowly, so as not to break the drill bit, because these drill bits are so tiny. Make your way into the pile. Okay, we've gone all the way through there. There we are. So we can put a pin through there now, and I'll show you how to do that now. Okay, we've got our arrow with our pile glued on and the hole drilled through. So now we can get on with the pinning stage. So here's our brass pin. Let's clamp this into here. You've got to do it reasonably tight because the brass piles are so slippery, they do tend to move, and you may find that once you start tapping you're going to need to re-tighten it in anyway. So a little tap just to get it going and check that we're en route, as I say, and then re-tighten this up. Do a few more taps. We don't want too much to be poking out the other side, so I'm just going to do this gently till we get just enough. Okay, I can just see the head starting to poke through. Another little tap and we should be through. One more. Oh no, one more. It's being stubborn, this one. Oh, a little bit more. Hey, there we go. Right, so it's through. So the tip has just come through there. Hopefully you can see that on the video there. It's close up enough. So now we need to remove the rest of this and then file it all flat so that it looks nice and won't destroy the targets when it goes in. Let's just do that now then. Let's use this blade here. Okay, so that's removed that. Now we can put this back into here, and then we can get rid of some of these marks left over from the remainder of the pin there. And the other side where the pin came through, you may want to put your thumb against it just to give you a bit of a guide there. There we go. So that's now pinned through, and that should hopefully prevent the piles from coming off again in the future. There we go, folks. There are plenty of other ways of keeping your piles stuck on, so please do write in the comment section below, give us some of the ideas that you've got, share your knowledge, that's what it's all about. And if you'd like to like and subscribe or check out any of the other videos on arrow making tips, they're on the screen now. Thanks for watching, folks, and see you again.